great at a baby. You, and I. You're not the ginger. If you know how you the gossip drop. Shit, you know go one person. Love the way you the dance, girl. I am a lady. Why get kind of fire? Mommy, need the cool. Let's hop in my Maserati.
Hey guys. hello. Welcome to another video. Welcome to Trina's World if this is your first time on my channel. And for the persons who are my returning subscribers, I want to thank you so much for being here once more. And as usual, I'm going to say, please guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, and become a part of the movement. Okay, so this is actually a part 2 video. We did part 1 about just the initial steps that you would take if you're actually considering becoming an international student in Canada. All right, so today the video is going to be looking at after you have gotten the approval. So if you want to catch up to what we're actually going to be discussing today, what you can do is go ahead and look at that video. It's on my channel, but I'm also going to put the link below so you can just check that out, just so you kind of have an understanding of where we're going with this one, because this is a part 2. Okay, with that being said, as I said before, you know guys, I always have my notebook, so that's why I'm looking down from time to time. But today is, I'm gonna kind of go into, you know, following the approval stage. So you have actually so let me do a quick recap. So you have actually gotten into school, you have probably paid your deposit, you have applied for your visa, and you actually have your visa. Okay, your visa is just going to be your visa. It's not going to have any study permit at that point. Okay, that's what we're gonna get into now. Okay, so following your approval, you're good to go. You know that you have a visa, so you're able to enter Canada. Period. Right? Period. All right. So this is basically up to you. You're gonna know your start date for school and everything. Guys, granted, I want to also mention that this information is pre-COVID. So of course, there might be some changes. Some of the changes that I am cognizant of. I know that so back when I was doing it, you could not actually start your process in your country, right? You couldn't actually do it. Once you applied to be an international student, you had to come into Canada to study, right? Both the beginning, ending, middle, no matter what aspect, none of it can be done online. It was all in person. But now with COVID, I know that a lot of school is going on online, and so what's happening is that the government is actually allowing international students to start. Some persons have actually not only start, but have actually done their entire schooling online. But the cool thing is, before, what used to happen is that in order for you basically to get the work permit following your studying, you'd have to come into Canada, do your study here, yada yada yada, things like that, right guys? But what the government is saying is that, okay, you can start school online. Persons have gone as far as to start and finish school, because I mean COVID is kind of ongoing and we kind of really don't know when it's going to be out of our way. So persons have actually started and have completed their studies all online. But the cool thing is that you're still eligible to get, you guys know the issue I have with that word, but I think it's eligible. You're still eligible to get your work permit following your studies, regardless of where your studies took place, right? And of course, you guys, you know that you can always check the CIC website for any information that you might need. All right, just get on there and do your search. All right, so disclaimer, You know it's coming. It's always there. I'm always gonna give a disclaimer. Remember, I'm not an immigration officer. I am just you know, your homegirl who actually went through the process, and I'm just kind of sharing it with you. Disclaimer, out and about. All right, let's get back into it. So, as I said, you have gotten the approval, and say you're gonna come into the country, all right? Whether it's the start or you're in the middle of your studies or you're going on to another semester, whatever it is, but you're coming in. So when you're coming in, it's just your regular traveling. You have your visa, you're coming in and whatever. When you get here to the border here in Canada, that is when your study permit will be issued to you. All right, that's when the person will look at all your documents and whatever, and they will issue your study permit in the length of your studies. So whatever length of studies, whether it be a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever amount of time that you're going to be studying for, that's when they're going to that's the amount of time they're going to issue your study permit for, and they give you a couple of extra months. All right, so that's how it goes. So you do not get a hold of the study permit until you have actually reached into the country. That's when it's issued. So from there, you're in. All right, but let's backtrack a little bit. So what I have actually done, I've actually gone ahead and I've actually prepared an approximate breakdown for you, because I've had persons who have said to me, okay, how much does this thing actually cost? Now, what I've done, I've actually done an approximate breakdown for a year. So you can use that information and, you know, give and take, and then add your additional years to it just to get a, you know, an whole vibe or understanding of that.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I've gone ahead and I've prepared an approximate breakdown for you guys. So this is the cost of living for a 12-month period, right? And it's an approximate breakdown. Please do not quote me on it. Give and take. Okay? So living expenses. So looking at room and board, 900 monthly. That's a possibility. This can be a lesser or even more, way more fee, depending on the province that you're in. The province has a lot to do with it. Remember that I just did this approximation pretty much based on Ontario and Toronto, to be specific. And Toronto is one of the most expensive cities in the world. Okay? So if you also do remember from my first video, I did also mention that if you decide to go to school in a province where you already have a family member, someone you can actually stay with, then this fee can be significantly less, all right? Because that person might just say to you, okay, depending on the relationship, they might just say, okay, say you get a job, they can be like, okay, just contribute towards bills, or all right, take this particular bill and do it. Or they might just say, okay, just give me X amount, right? So it can be significantly less, or God forbid, it can also be very, very much more than this, depending on your situation. Another thing that it can also depend on is, okay, so you can, for example, get a room. You can get a room that's a room inside somebody's house, and that room inside that person's house could be less because it's just a room, it's already furnished, it's theirs in their house, and they're renting the room. Versus, what if you are not really into that? What if you're into, like, okay, I want to actually be by myself, I don't want to share with anyone, I don't want to share, you know, washroom, whatever it is, I don't want to be in a house with people, right? You want to rent an apartment, you want to rent like a basement apartment, or you want to rent a regular apartment or a condo or whatever it is. Now that can take you up to, you know, as far as $2,000, right, monthly for just your rent, right? So it all depends on your decision or what you decide to do. Okay, I'm also going to get into, when I'm done with this, I'm also going to get into like how you can actually research your housing or your living, right? The schools, most of the schools will have boarding available, so you can actually board on campus. I know that for Centennial, that their boarding was like maybe $1,200 or so, $1,000 to $1,200 monthly. So yeah. Okay, so transportation. So once more, this $28 here weekly can be significantly less or significantly more, and it depends on how far away from school have you actually found a living situation, right? Because if it's further away, say for example, you have to take two different transits, because with the transit here, transit means bus, right? So in transit, to get from one bus to the next, you're not paying again, right? If you're in the same region. Once you're getting on from one bus to the next, once it's within 2 hours, you can actually literally go to where you're going and actually get back on the bus, and it's within the same fare, right? But it actually has to be within the same region. So if for example, you're living in one region and then you have to take the bus to the next region to get to school, then you would have to pay one bus fare for that region, and then you'd have to pay another bus fare when you get into the other region. So once you cross lines, there are different regions, right? So that can be, as I said, significantly less or more depending on your situation. What if you're into taking an Uber or, a Lyft, whatever, because you don't want to, be on the public transit? Then that's a whole other ballpark. So, yeah, this is just an approximation, right? Miscellaneous, this can be, miscellaneous fees can be any little thing. This can even mean food. You can put food here for miscellaneous. And I just kind of put $20 there, and this can be, as I said, significantly higher or less depending on who you are as a person, right? School fees. So this here, I just kind of went ahead and did a ballpark for you guys with tuition. This is $15,000 to $20,000, and please remember I'm quoting these prices in Canadian dollars. So you depend on whatever country you're from, because I'm not limiting my videos to only Jamaica. So depending on the country that you're from, you're going to do your conversion to see how much money in your country's currency is equivalent to 15 to 20,000 Canadian dollars. And of course, depending on the province, if it's a college, if it's a university, then these fees can easily become way higher, right? And this is per year. This is a per year amount that I just put here, depending on the course that you're studying, as I said before, province, as well as if it's college or university. So this fee can get way higher, guys, or it can be a little bit less, depending. Right? Books and supply, that's a big thing here, because what I noticed is that a lot of the courses that you'll find that they are compulsory books that you would have to get in order to even be able to do the activities and to get the work done. So I just kind of put a $500 to $2,500 price mark there. And that's just an approximate breakdown for a year that I just wanted to include here. As I said before, guys, you can go ahead and you can take this breakdown and you can increase it, and just depending on the amount of years that you're going to be studying, you just apply that by 3 or by 2 and even by 4, and then kind of just having an understanding of how much it's going to actually cost you.
I do hope that approximation was able to kind of help you, at least to give you kind of just an understanding on, just something, right? I really do hope it helped to that extent. So as mentioned, I do also want to get into showing you some of the different, how you can actually go about finding the resources that you'll need to actually find a house or an apartment or a room to rent, whatever situation that you're going to find yourself in. So what we use here, we have a website called, I'm going to go to, there's several websites. So I'm going to start with the most popular one. So this one is called Kijiji. And on Kijiji, you'll find, so it's Kijii. Just type it in. Once you start typing it in on Google, it should come up. So Kijiji.com, and you will find every and anything on Kijiji. Not only housing, but you'll find vehicles, furniture, whatever it is that you're looking to buy, whatever it is that you're looking to get, you can find it on Kijiji. Anything except a man or a woman is on Kijiji. I believe so. Everything you can find on there. Yes. So Kijiji is one. Make it your friend. And just go with it. Go with it and go with it. Okay? So really good resource for you to use. Right? So okay, so another one that you could actually go to, this one is specifically designed to help students find accommodation. It is places for students. So it's not, it's I'm gonna say it's a secure way for you to find accommodation. It's specifically aimed towards students. However, just like with anything that you're doing, you have to exercise caution. I'm gonna say that when you have made contact with a landlord and you're telling them that, hey, you'd like to potentially rent their property and so on and so forth, you need to be having somebody who sounds legit. Like somebody's gonna be like, okay, may I see your acceptance letter, because they have to be very careful, because you do have a lot of scammers who pretend to be international students, and then they wire them like fake checks and then ask them back for the money, and then you send back real money, and then landlords have to be careful too, because they too can be scammed in the process. So it's not even a one-way street, it's a two-way street. You can be scammed, they can be scammed as well. So you need to be having somebody who's like wanting to see your study permit, to actually see if you are legitimately a student, right? So you want conversations that are going along those lines. You just have to get a feel of the situation, right? You don't want to have somebody that's too pushy and somebody that seems like they're off. If you sense that energy, if you sense that vibes, then I would ask you to move along, right? Because maybe your energy is really telling you what is the tea. Okay, so yes, another website that you can use that I'm aware of is Viewit. So Viewit, all right, viewit.com is also another website that you can go to source accommodation. And I'm sure there are a ton of other websites that you can actually go on. Maybe you can even go to Google and just type it in, like websites that I can find accommodation in Canada, and see if there's anything outside of the three that I have shared with you that you could actually go ahead and look at. But those three, I know of them, I've used them myself. Oh, another one that you can actually go to is Facebook Marketplace. So Facebook Marketplace is another one that's similar to so you're actually gonna find Facebook Marketplace on Facebook. It's like the icon would be like a little house, and you can go to it. So yeah, that's another website that's really good too. You can actually find not only accommodation, but a ton of other things that you can actually find on Facebook Marketplace to help you in this transition, right? So yes, guys, I think that basically covers part 2 of the series. This is what I wanted to share with you today. And as usual, guys, I'm going to ask you to like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell for when I drop a video. I do believe a part 3 is coming up. There's so much more that that needs to be shared if this is truly something that you are considering for yourself. So once more, thank you very much for joining today. This is Trina's World. And yes, see you in the next video. Let's hop in my Maserati.